This chart plots out a brutal reality of the U.S. economy. Construction workers make up only about 5% of the total workforce. Yet, as this data shows, they account for 16.5% of all workplace fatalities. When we break that fatality data down, a single threat towers above the rest. Falls from elevation cause roughly 1/3 of those deaths, making it the single leading cause of construction fatalities. Compare a job site to a manufacturing plant. A factory floor is a highly controlled environment with fixed machinery and one management structure. A construction site is constantly shifting. You have overlapping phases, dozens of subcontractors, and heavy machinery navigating temporary terrain. Industry experts point out that major accidents rarely happen because of one massive error on a Tuesday afternoon. Instead, they stem from small, quiet coordination gaps during the early site setup. Managing hazards on the fly simply does not work. To survive an OSHA inspection, and more importantly, to keep people alive, safety has to be engineered into the site on day zero. OSHA is the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, the federal agency that enforces workplace safety laws. Day zero mobilization is where actual safety begins. It is the logistical planning and site setup that happens long before the first shovel hits the dirt. Through targeted safety consulting, teams map out a site-specific hazard assessment to predict and control risks before workers arrive. They also establish a strict emergency response plan. This maps out exact evacuation routes, incident reporting procedures, and designated muster points for immediate roll calls. Then there is the legal side. General contractors bear primary legal responsibility under OSHA's multi-employer worksite policy. Requiring signed safety agreements and orientation training ensures subcontractors are accountable for their own crews. Proactive site setup takes the fragmented chaos of managing multiple vendors and replaces it with a single, highly controlled operational foundation. Let's look at the physical engineering controls deployed to neutralize that massive threat of fall hazards. The baseline is the OSHA 6-foot rule. Any worker near an unprotected edge 6 feet or higher must be protected. Protection means guardrails, safety nets, or personal fall arrest systems. And those guardrails have an exact physical tolerance. They must withstand exactly 200 pounds of outward or downward force applied to the top edge without failing. If there is a hole in the floor, the cover over it must be capable of supporting at least twice the anticipated weight of employees, equipment, and materials that might cross it. For personal fall arrest systems, the anchorages have to be completely independent from platforms. They must also be capable of supporting a massive 5,000 pounds per attached employee. These OSHA standards are precise mathematical thresholds engineered to absorb catastrophic kinetic energy and keep bodies from hitting the ground. Of course, an engineered site still relies on the human operators working inside it. This requires a strict hierarchy of training. That means a comprehensive OSHA 30-hour certification course for supervisors and an OSHA 10-hour training course for all general workers. Certain high-risk operations, like trenching, scaffolding, and confined space entry, require a competent person. A competent person is a specifically designated worker authorized by OSHA to identify hazards and take immediate corrective action to eliminate them. Then there is the baseline personal protective equipment, or PPE, ANSI-approved hard hats, Z87.1 safety glasses, Class 2 high-visibility vests, and ASTM safety toe boots. These standards are published by organizations with strict technical requirements for industrial materials. Even the most perfectly engineered environmental controls will fail if the crews aren't properly armored and educated to interact with them. When you stack the logistical planning, the physical engineering controls, and the human training together, you get a fully operational safety system. The business outcomes of the structure are measurable. Sites with these programs consistently show lower lost time injury rates, far fewer workers' compensation claims, and reduced insurance premiums. Compare this meticulously engineered environment with the inherent chaos of the unmanaged site we looked at earlier. The difference is clear. This is the philosophy behind SiteSet Pro. Their mission is to take the hassle out of job site mobilization so project managers can focus entirely on building. Integrating rigorous safety protocols into early mobilization does not slow a project down. It provides the essential discipline, clarity, and foundation required to execute the work successfully and to ensure every single worker goes home alive.